What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gershwan.
And guess what? We're back at it answering more questions from you guys in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what a good old Ed Handel has done. He asks, how hyped are you guys for Space Marine 2? I'm being cautiously optimistic since the game was in development hell for a few years.
That's good. If it's in development hell, that means that they're currently working on it, getting all the kinks out to make sure it is the best possible game they could put out at that current time. So I am highly optimistic, but I got to bring myself down because when you look at the basic of what the game is, it's just like a hack and slash game.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no real tactics, at least for the main player or the main first player story game, because it's just you're going to be fighting against hordes of Tyranids. They'll throw in like a big creature. It's not open world, so you are going to go on a set path. Eventually you will fight like chaos and stuff like that. There's going to be some twists here and there. So it's going to be just like the first game, just polished up to be able to look better. And also the thing that everybody's probably more interested in is the multiplayer. So you'll finally be able to play against your friends, your enemies, your mom, everybody who plays 40K. And I think that's where the real fun comes from the game.
You know what you just made me realize, though, is that 40K, or Space Marine 2 and Space Marine 1, the stories were mediocre.
Yeah, I thought they were okay.
In such an amazing universe as 40K, the main focus is just the universe itself, just being in it. The story kind of sucked. So us being like super hyped for a 40K movie, I feel like the same thing is going to happen because it's not like they have writers for these games and the actual like story is still So I wonder if it's just the nature of 40K that it's so big, so expansive that whatever story you try to tell, it's hard to like come up with something good.
Yeah, I could see that happening because, like, when you look at it, it's the first game. I wasn't like completely shocked, like, whoa, I didn't expect this. I was kind of like, yeah, I was younger, but I still kind of knew what to expect. So I think with this one, it's probably going to be along the similar lines, just with a polished look to it. So it's going to be mediocre, but it's going to look good.
Well, yeah, and I think Space Marine 2 proves that a 40K movie will be mediocre, but fans are going to be like, oh, cool, at least we're in the universe.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hopefully we're proven wrong and this game is like a banger.
Yeah, because then that changes everything for the story of what a Warhammer 40K movie could be, or show.
Yeah, they definitely need to step out of the whole play as the Ultramarine, fight against hordes of enemies. Give us something more like Fire Warrior did. Yeah. Where it's like, who would have ever thought a game about a Tau Fire Warrior would be really good?
Yeah, it gave me headaches, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Next question.
This one's by Julius Octavian. Which Primarch would the girls go crazy for?
Well, Gilliman is probably the most charismatic, and all women always say they want a man with confidence. What's more confident than a Space Marine that has, or a Primarch that has banged an Eldari?
That's right.
And then Sanguinius has got the looks, so which means he probably has a shitty personality.
But he hides it well. He's got wings. Like, that's just going to draw everybody in.
We said that Fulgrim gives off that, like, zaddy kind of aura. So he's basically the Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
And we know how women love Pedro Pascal. Little gay boy. And then for those women that like really, really masculine men...
You've got Dorn?
Yeah. Oh, we talked about Dorn.
Yeah, we talked about Dorn, yeah.
I was going to say Ferrus Manus.
Yes, that was going to be my second. But I'm like, Dorn, he's more of like military guy.
His hands, though.
Oof, that's right. Never mind. Ferrus Manus has 2 hands made of what? Necrodermis? Steel? Who knows? But they're rock hard. How many hands does Dorn have?
1.
Yeah.
Which means that maybe he puts more effort into the one that he doesn't.
Yeah.
And effort is what counts, right, ladies? As if there's any ladies
right, the one lady. Every now and then we get a question from Jane.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't look at the names. They don't get seared into your brain.
If you're a woman watching this, comment down in the comment section below and prove us wrong.
I believe it was like Jane Twist or something like that. But you know who's not a woman? Well, I can't tell. Scarlet Traven is the next person.
Okay.
I don't know why people ask this. There are several machines that exist specifically to redeem heretics. They're called arcoflagellants, penitent engines, etc.
Boy, that is not.
Well, boy or girl, we don't know.
That is not something that redeems anything. All that does is punish.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, they are getting redeemed in the eyes of the people punishing them.
No, that's not how true forgiveness works. But those things are pretty hideous.
Yeah, you're basically crucified, blindfolded, and you're like just kind of reacting on instinct, and they're just throwing you in the battlefield. Yeah, so 10 times out of 9 times, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you look at the Sister Repentias, they got no armor. They literally just have, like, scrolls, which is paper, covering their bodies, and they have a chainsword.
Yeah.
It's like, here, let me throw you in a battlefield where everybody's using ranged weapons. Fight.
Well, that's the point, too, right? They want you to die.
Yeah.
They don't care about you.
The only way your soul will be redeemed is in death.
Yes. Next question. I got one from Isaac Chan. Has a Catan ever been recombined to a whole, and can they be?
It's never been done, but theoretically, yes. So basically, Catan, which are the ancient star gods of years long ago, they got shattered. They got fractured into a bunch of different shards, and each shard is really, really powerful, and that's what the Necrons use as basically like Pokemon.
Yeah.
The more shards you combine into a Catan, the stronger they become, the more they remember of the god they used to be, and the more powers that they have access to.
Yep.
And I think the most unsharded Catan was the Dragon of Mars.
Void Dragon?
The Void Dragon. But I mean, any one of these Catan are capable of like destroying entire armies, civilization, planets even.
And they're not tied to the Necrons, right? There's no command protocol that they have to follow or anything?
It's wishy-washy because, I mean, the bodies you see them in isn't exactly what the Catan look like. It's the shape that the Necrons give them through the use of Necrodermis.
Oh, okay.
So, like, the Nightbringer looks like that because the Necrodermis is in that shape. But if you see, like, the Catan that's inside the Tesseract Arc, where they kind of just look like ghosts.
Ethereal things, yeah.
That's kind of what they really actually look like.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, they had no form. They were just, like,
parasites,
parasitic, like, collection of, like, dust or cosmic stuff that would eat stars.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But so it's possible theoretically to like gather a bunch of Catan shards and piece everything back together.
Yeah. But at the same time, you risk them getting too strong, and now they're not your servant, and now they're attacking you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Necron lore is actually pretty cool.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted to make like a 5th army, that'd probably be the one.
A 5th army,
yeah. Because right now I'm trying to work on sisters.
Yeah. Next question.
This one's from the big one. Considering the month, what's the best way for 40K fans to show their pride?
Post on Instagram.
Yeah. Show us your minis, your epic conversions, your battles. Because the one thing I do like about this hobby is just how creative people can be. There are so many awesome conversions that just get my juices flowing. And by the end of the day, I'm just soaked.
Yeah. Gross. Next question.
40K Pride. Hey, wasn't there a World Eater who regretted becoming a World Eater? Didn't he kill Demeter?
I don't know too much about a specific World Eater, but I'm pretty sure that there are Space Marines that regret becoming Space Marines.
Yeah, they probably don't live long.
Yeah. Or in this situation, too, it would be like Chaos Worshippers who realize, oh, I'm a pawn to the Chaos Gods.
Yeah.
But now it's too late for me.
Yeah, usually by that point, it's like you're either going to end up dying because the god has forsaken you, or you're going to be getting so many boons you become like a chaos spawn.
Even though in the Bad App War, there was a chapter that got kind of redeemed, but that was different. There was no chaotic corruption. They fought in the Civil War against other Space Marines because they wanted to maintain Space Marine autonomy, and they saw what the Imperium was doing as like, you guys are encroaching into what the Emperor gave us, the rights that the Emperor gave us. So they fought the Imperium. They were deemed traitors, but then after the war, they were okay. And I want to say it was the Lamenters, but I'm not too sure. I can't remember.
I was gonna say Astral Claws, but I think they all died.
Right, the Astral Crawl Claws became the Red Corsairs.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, good question. Next one, and it'll be the last one.
This one's from Brian BBB. There's a novel where a ship from the dark age of technology traveled in time through the warp to the future to witness the destruction of the entire universe by chaos. Would GW ever let that happen?
I mean, if they wrote, is it a fan fic?
No, he said there's a novel.
I mean, if there's a novel for it, then yeah, Games Workshop let it happen. Because the nature of time within the Imperium is inevitable.
Yeah, so it's like eventually the universe will probably end.
Yeah.
But at the same time, will chaos be the ones to do it? Yeah, I mean, it could be a butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Because let us know what novel it's from. It could also be that this novel was so old it's been retconned.
Yeah.
Which happens all the time.
Unfortunately, yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll talk tomorrow.
That's right. It's been the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
and we are out of here.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.